Welcome to the future of luxury travel, where cryptocurrency meets paradise. Introducing Bitcoin, Ben All-Inclusive Beach Resort, nestled on the pristine shores of El Salvador. Every room is a gateway to adventure, complete with your personal 4x4 vehicle, scooter, and jet ski. Picture yourself cruising along scenic coastal roads, feeling the thrill of freedom. Glide across crystal clear waters on your private jet ski, embracing the rush of adrenaline. Return to your luxurious suite where comfort meets cutting-edge technology. Indulge in world-class amenities from gourmet dining to rejuvenating spa treatments. Experience the vibrant nightlife with entertainment options that cater to the most discerning tastes. Invest in a resort that's not just keeping up with the times, but defining the future of travel. Join us in creating the ultimate paradise. Contact us at 562-526-0813 and become part of the future of luxury travel.
And we are live. Welcome to the show, guys. It's your favorite truck driver, ex-truck driver in the world is Bitcoin Ben. Guys, I leave for El Salvador tomorrow to close on our first resort, the Whale Resort in El Salvador. The struggle's real, folks. I got to go down to a tropical country, hang out all weekend, close on a resort that we are going to own and run, and you guys are going to be able to literally go to El Salvador, hang out at an exclusive, all-inclusive resort. And when I say all-inclusive, it's all inclusive. You get a scooter, you get a Jeep. Well, it looks like a Jeep. It's another brand because they don't sell new Jeeps in El Salvador. So I found something like a Jeep. And so you actually, when you hang out at our resort in El Salvador, you get a scooter, you get a Jeep looking vehicle that I can't remember the name of. Brand new, by the way, brand new, ain't no used shit here. And you also get on the beach, you're in a high-end resort, and you 24-hour food. And I ain't talking. There ain't no fucking buffet. All right. That's good enough for like sandals, but that ain't good enough for me. All right. Any resort that is named after a fucking flip-flop ain't going to be the best. All right? Mine is going to be the best. That's how I feel things should be. When you do something, you do it the best. You don't half-ass it. Because if you half-ass anything, you get half-ass results. And I don't like half-ass results. I don't like half-ass women. I like women to have their whole ass. I'm just telling you guys, this is how I roll. Everything that I do, everything our team does is top-notch. Right? It's why our clubs are so successful. It's why our resorts and hotels are going to be successful, because this is only resort number one. Right? I have two others in El Salvador I plan on buying. I'm launching a resort in Australia. I'm launching a resort in Brazil, probably. I'm launching resorts here in Florida. Why? All right, you're sitting there going, damn, Ben, you used to be a truck driver. Now you own resorts? The fuck? Yeah, because I'm sick and tired of America and Americans half-assing shit. So I'm going to be an example. Right? My grandfather used to say, never look around for somebody to fix something, because you're somebody. If you want something repaired, you want something right, you do it yourself. You don't look and go, man, somebody needs to fix America. America's got problems. Somebody needs to do something. Well, fuck me, I'm somebody. In fact, that's the line I use when I pick up women. Fuck me, I'm somebody. That was a joke, guys. Okay. Hey, I leave for El Salvador tomorrow morning. I'm in a good mood. All right. I'm going to a tropical place with a bunch of short people. And for those of you who have never been to El Salvador, El Salvadorian people are not tall. I'm 6'2". I walk off the airplane and it's like I just went into Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, except everybody's fucking, they're not orange, they're tan. They're like Oompa Loompas, little short Oompa Loompas with great food, and they're nice. I like the place. I digress. So the show today is about making America and the world free again, because the whole slogan, make America great again, is really just you saying, make America free again. And Bloomberg, shout out to the assholes at Bloomberg, all right? They had an interview with a historian the other day describing that Trump is not a true Republican because he doesn't value the Hamiltonian Republic concept, and that Trump is more of a, shall we say, 1776 American. Yeah, no fucking shit. That's why we like him. See, Trump's not a 1787 Republican. Trump's a 1776 patriot American. See, because in 1887, with the Constitution, right, and I'm not saying nothing bad about the Constitution, that was the compromise, was the Constitution. Trump's going back further than that, right? Trump is bringing us right back to the original founding of America, not the USA, not the United States of America. No. Trump's bringing us back to what is called common law structure, not civil law, and not even republic law. Trump is bringing us right back to a common law Magna Carta structure, which you guys would recognize as a confederacy. Oh, yes, the South is going to do it again, folks. That's why Trump lives in Florida. See, a confederacy is a union that is actually based on common law. See, a federation or a federalist or a republicist, also known as Republican, those are actually based on what are called constitution law, also known as maritime law. We're going back to common law, folks, and you're going to love it. No taxation of labor. No taxation of private property by the federal government. See, freedom is an odd word because freedom doesn't describe where we're going back to. What we are going, or what we are returning to, is a liberty environment. Liberty is the absence of a threat of slavery. You are libertized. I think that's the word, libertized. It should be. You are liberated. There we go. That sounds better. You are liberated when you live in an environment. All right, when you're in prison, you don't have liberty. But in prison, you can have freedom to move around the property or the cell block. But you don't have liberty because liberty is an environment of existence. America was actually shaped on the liberty philosophy of the Magna Carta. For those of you who have no fucking clue what the hell I'm talking about, just look up the Magna Carta. And that will educate you on basically where we are returning to. It's where now mind you, there will actually be a Washington, D.C. There will be some semblance of a government after Trump is done, but it's not going to be a civil law structure. It's going to be a common law structure. It's not even going to be a federalist structure. It's going to be, and that's what these historians are starting to realize. Wait a second. Trump's not bringing us back to a republic. Trump is bringing us all the way back to a confederacy. Because a confederacy doesn't have a centralized federal government. It's why you've heard people say, well, Trump's going to be the last president. Yeah, he is. As a president. See, George Washington was our first elected president. But do you know about the black guy who was not the president of the Confederacy, but the chairman of the Confederacy? He was a black guy. Oh yeah, America was so racist that the Confederacy had a black leader. That's how racist we were, back in the day. We hated black people so much that we all elected a black chairman of the Confederacy. But see, they don't teach you this in history. No, why would they? Because then that whole lie that, America was built on slavery, go fuck yourself. No, it wasn't. Anybody who tells you that America was actually built on slavery, they're not an idiot, they're uneducated. America was not actually built on slavery. What it was actually built with, the labor that it was actually built with, were not slaves. They were indentured servants. Completely different. An indentured servant works on a contract, a 7-year contract, hence where we get the old 7-year itch terms. Yeah, that was based on the 7-year labor contract. Because, and the problem, the reason we replaced the common law structure of a confederacy was because of trade and record keeping. Look this all up. I'm not bullshitting you guys. All right. The reason we switched from a confederacy to a republic and we got a constitution was because New York had its own currency. Virginia had its own currency. Massachusetts had its own currency. And the further you got away from the issuing place, right? New York had its own currency, but the currency was worth less the further you got away from New York, because there were less people further away who used the New York currency. So that's whenever our founding fathers actually came up with the republic idea and launched the Federalist Papers, explaining what a federalist system would look like. The only reason that we have a U.S. Constitution and not a document of union of a confederacy is trade and currencies. That's it. Because we needed one currency for all of the provinces and the states. So the founding fathers, with George Washington, Jefferson, Jeffersonians, the Republican, philosophy was implemented so we would have an American dollar or dollar that was actually based on the Spanish dollar, which was made out of silver. Now, what Trump's bringing us, Trump is returning us to a confederacy because now we have digital currency. So the currency issue is not a problem anymore. And the trade issue is not a problem anymore because we have blockchain. If the Confederacy in 1770 would have had blockchain, it would have worked out fine. We would still actually be a confederation. All right, because a confederation is a common law union. That's what a confederation is. All right. A constitution is a document that is agreed upon in a republic. That's the difference. And we are no longer in a constitutional country. Since the Civil War, we have actually been in a civilization, which is a corporate structure that's actually based on corporation law. That's why we have a president and a vice president and a treasurer. Yeah, the same titles that a corporation has. That's why our federal government has those same titles. Welcome to it, folks. Well, Trump and the Bitcoin. And see, this is what people don't grasp. Florida is going to have its own currency. Actually, probably Miami will have its own currency, but it's going to be a local use currency for like local taxes and shit like that. Florida will have its own currency, mostly for taxes. New York, if they ever get their head out of their ass, will have their own currency again. All of us will. Missouri, Illinois, I don't know about Illinois. Hey, Canada, we'll trade you. We'll give you Illinois' land, and we'll send all of those shitheads up to you guys. How's that sound? You send us your libertarian Canadians, we'll put them in Illinois. And all of our liberal, progressive, retarded people in Illinois will send up to you guys. That's what I call fair trade. This is where we're going, folks. And this is why I'm so excited. This is why, because how Trump's doing it, and really it isn't Trump who is affecting the rest of the world, it's the Bitcoin. Because as soon as Trump adopts it, which he already has, he's putting it in the reserves, folks. That means China, anyone who wants to trade with us, mark my words, folks, they're not going to be paying us in dollars. They're going to be paying us in Bitcoin. That's how Trump's going to accumulate more Bitcoin. Plus with U.S. Treasury bonds with a Bitcoin kicker, Trump's going to implement that. They're already talking about it in the Treasury Department. This is how you get rid of the Federal Reserve. You get rid of the federal dollar. Trump's going to launch a new currency out of the Treasury. Now, of course, he's going to call it the U.S. dollar. Why wouldn't you? But it's not going to be a reserve note. It's not going to be a Federal Reserve note. All right, guys, I just got the sign. We'll be right back after this word from our sponsor.
In a world where your data is constantly under attack, one company stands for your digital freedom. Introducing CALIX Solutions, your gateway to ultimate online privacy and secure cryptocurrency trading. Meet the Liberty laptop.
With its modified OS and advanced tracking prevention, it's your shield against surveillance. Access restricted areas, use recommended security software, and browse with confidence. Your digital footprint? Virtually non-existent. For the crypto pros, we present the Crypto Laptop. Pre-configured on premium hardware for secure trading. Optimized for your favorite wallets and exchanges, it's the fortress your digital assets deserve. Both laptops come with expert individual training and support. You're never alone in your journey to digital empowerment. At CALIX Solutions, we put you in control. No more worrying about data breaches or compromised transactions. Ready to join the revolution? Visit calixsolutions.io and choose your perfect laptop today. Plus, become an affiliate and earn while sharing the power of digital freedom. CALIX Solutions. Unlock your digital freedom. Give us a call or text at 702-845-8276 or visit us directly at calixsolutions.io.
And we're back. Okay. That was a perfect ad for what I'm getting ready to explain to you. We're moving into a different world, folks. The U.S. currency, the new U.S. dollar, is going to be a proof of work dollar. Yeah, it's going to be mined. It's not going to be pre-mined. And every American is going to run a node on their phones or on their laptops. There will be several different types of nodes. There will be a lightning node for your phone, which will be your digital wallet. And there will be a larger node on a federal coin. And the American people are going to mine it. American companies are going to mine it. This is why I've explained for so many years that you need a laptop, because you're going to have micro nodes running on your crypto-only laptop. And you're going to earn American dollars by mining it on your laptop. And you'll actually be able to earn it out in the general public. And this is not an instant thing. Mark my words, folks. This is how you permanently restrict the government. If you implement a federal dollar out of the Treasury and they can print as many as they want, they're just another fucking XRP. But if you limit it to a proof of work structure, for the rest of history, America cannot print more money. It will be mined by the American people and other people across the world. It's basically going to be the U.S. equivalent of the Bitcoin, but I don't think they're going to use the SHA-256. They'll probably use something more like Litecoin, which is a script language, which is much quicker and much cheaper. Folks, we've won. We've absolutely won the battle. Now we're winning the war, because the war is never going to end, but it's definitely going to get better for us. Because this is when Trump in 2016, when Trump said this is not just another election, This is to give the power back to the people. How do you do that, folks? You give the control of the currency to the people. How do you announce a currency that the people will always control? You decentralize it. You have every American, everyone who wants to. You want to participate with the American economy? You mine our currency. And that restricts. They can never print up currency again because it will have it will probably have about 100 billion coins in the software. And the mining reward will never change. It isn't going to be like Bitcoin because you don't want it to fluctuate that much. And if you set up a halvening schedule, it will fluctuate and grow massively. You don't want that with a national currency because you want something almost like a stable coin, but not. Something that cannot be just printed up because Trump's not setting us up and then have the progressives steal another election and then just print up a bunch of coins or dollars, digital dollars, because this system won't allow them to. And you'll use the currency, the U.S. federal government currency. You can use it in everyday life. You can use it if you live in Florida. You'll be able to use it towards like Florida taxes. Because I'm telling you now, folks, the federal government, they're out of the tax business. It's all going to be tariffs. All like it was during the Confederacy and the early Republic. Because the federal government, the only reason we have a federal government today is a ledger, a shared ledger. That's it. The federal government was implemented to apply law over the union and handle the interstate commerce and land rights. The federal government was just several different ledgers. They had the land ledger, which actually documented everyone who owned land. They had a tariff ledger, which was the Treasury Department. It was all just ledgers at the federal government. The census is just a ledger. It's a ledger of who the fuck lives here. So the federal government, the reason Elon is in there basically cutting the balls off of every fucking piece of shit government agency is because we don't need a Department of Education anymore. Because we have technology. Fuck, you can learn more in an afternoon on YouTube than you ever learned in 10th grade. And it's shit you care about. right? God's honest truth, I went to college for 1 month. 1 month. Until the 4th week, I was in a class, and all of a sudden, I realized, wait a second, this is stupid. So I raised my hand, and I said, is this a class about rocks? And the professor goes, well, yes, it is. This is geology. And I said, fuck, I thought this was geography. And then I got up and walked the fuck out. Because apparently I had to take a class about fucking rocks. You know what I was going to school to be? A doctor. The fuck does a doctor need to know about rocks? Unless you get hit in the head with one, then I can fucking fix you. But I don't give a fuck about the rocks. Why was it mandatory that I took a class about rocks in college that I had to pay for? I could understand if I was going into an industry that I dealt with fucking rocks. But then that's when it really hit me. College is bullshit. College is a bunch of fucktards. Right? Unless you, let me rephrase that. Your associate's degree is bullshit. Now, when you go into your bachelor's and your master's, that's when it gets very specific to what you're going to do. I see value in a master's degree because you're learning to be a master of something. Some industry or technology or some very specific job. Same with the bachelor's. You know, now I do think there are some classes you have to take in your bachelor's degree that are total horse fuck. Now, number one, right? Who invented the term woman's studies? That's what I used to do on Friday night. I used to go out and study the women and try to figure out how to get in their pants. That's the only test I wanted to take in women's study. The fuck are you studying? Well, women are from Mars and men are from Venus. Well, okay, why do we have to have a fucking class about that? Why don't we have men's study? You know why? Because it would be a group of men watching football and eating fucking chicken wings. What do men really think? Not much, fuckers. It's either football, fucking, or barbecuing. If you ever want to ask a man a question, if it doesn't involve sex, food, or football, or something like that, we don't care. Right? When we originally bought our house in Florida, I can remember my wife like laying out little cards of colors and saying, do you like this blue or this blue? And I looked at her and I went, I like the blue one. They're both fucking blue. Men don't care. All right? Women are lucky we fucking shower. All right? We would rather just wait until it rains and then go outside nude. When I get older, I'm going to write a very simple book. It's going to be about maybe 4 pages. What men want. And it's going to be in nice large letters, and it's only going to take about 4 pages. And half of those pages are going to be pictures from the Kama Sutra. Because I'm not just going to describe what we want, I'll give you pictures. I digress. Let's talk about Bitcoin again. I kind of squirreled off. We are returning to a form of government that we haven't seen. Well, none of us have ever seen it. That's called a confederacy. And trust me, you guys are going to like the confederacy model. Those of you scratching your head right now saying, what the fuck is a confederacy model? There's a reason you don't know it. Because the federal government and the education system doesn't want you to know that there is a confederacy system. Because if you did know about it, you'd be like, wait, why the fuck did we get rid of that? See, that's why the South didn't. See, the Civil War was against the Confederacy and the United States of America. Well, the Confederacy was like, you can kiss our ass. See, the Confederate flag, look up the history of that. It ain't what you think, folks. They used that flag, that certain X design, for a reason. Look it up. I'm not going to explain it to you because it'd take too long, but look it up. Why did the Confederacy flag look like it did? It will enlighten you. And also, as we return to the Confederacy structure, there will be no personal property taxes federally. There won't be any income tax. Fuck, there won't even be corporation tax. Folks, you're going to be very happy in about a year. Now, we're going to go through some bullshit right now because of all of the retarded liberals and the progressives and the Democrats and a few of the retarded Republicans, Romney. But once we slap the fuck out of them and get rid of a lot of these illegal aliens and slap the shit out of China and Mexico, I don't think we're going to slap the shit out of Canada. I think we're just going to like jump at them and they'll run away anyway. They're fucking Canadians. Nothing against my Canadian friends, but you're all a bunch of pussies. And I don't mean you personally. I just mean you personally. I'm just joking. Actually, most of my Canadian friends are like libertarian people. They'd love to come down to America. But we are going to get rid of the shitheads here in America. All of the illegal aliens, all of the, shall we call them Muslim freedom fighters? Yeah, they're gone too. And we're basically going to see right after World War II, well, actually during World War II, we started shipping fuckers out. Because I've told you guys this before. We've gone through this before. 1917 through 1950 and 1963. Yeah. See, 1917, we had what was called the Spanish flu epidemic or pandemic. Oh, yeah, everyone walked around in masks. And if you didn't wear your mask, you were a bad person. Oh, yeah. See, that's something else about the progressives. They don't have an original fucking thought. See, because they didn't create that idea of use a pandemic to socially engineer and try to rob the vote. Oh no, that's been going on in France for fucking ever. They tried it in, where was it? They tried it in Great Britain at a local election once, and they wound up actually killing the guy who did it. So, yeah, it didn't work out very good for him. But, and after the pandemic, see, there are presidents that you've never heard of. Have you ever heard of President Coolidge? Nope. You know why? Because Coolidge was right after 1917 and a little bit more. And him and a few other presidents were basically pre-Trump Trumps. Right? Look at 1920 and look up the Red Scare. That's what we're going through right now. Is Coolidge and other people, Humphreys? Oh, shit. I can't remember the rest of the people who actually worked with him. Oh, Henry Ford helped Coolidge. I think it was also Carnegie, Ford, and this is back when Ford and Carnegie and all that were good. All right, they valued freedom. This is, okay, I digress. But the Red Scare, America shipped out like 4 million illegal alien and communist sympathizers. All right, that's what happened during the 50s and 60s with Hoover and the communists. Folks, communists are like cockroaches. Once in a while, you just gotta fucking spray for them, kill half of them, and the rest of them are fucking leave. Cockroach communists. And even with Trump, once we basically turn the federal government into about 6 smart contracts, there's going to be stupid progressives who are going to claim that, Trump's closing all of these federal agencies so he can give all the money to the rich billionaires. Let me tell you something about billionaires, folks. I've met a few. These are flip-flop wearing, not give a fuck about fuck people. Elon Musk. We were actually talking about this earlier. Because a reporter asked Elon Musk, does he think it's appropriate that he's involved in programs that could benefit his company? Elon looked at her like she was fucking retarded, as he should have. And he said, I'm the richest man in the world. Why do I need more money? Elon Musk doesn't own a house, folks. Did you know that? He doesn't own a house. He used to own like 8 of them. Then he smartened up and went, why the fuck do I own 8 houses? This is stupid. Freedom is back in style, folks. And you're going to love it. It's just going to take us about 8 months to a year, and things will improve as we go. But we just have to get rid of the cockroaches. We have a very nice house. It's just infected with cockroaches. Communist, progressive, liberal cockroaches. And they do this. It's just how some people are. See, liberals and progressives, they honestly believe that the way they think is correct until you reach the California point, where California is so fucking retarded that even the liberals are like, I can't take this shit anymore. Holy fuck. But what the liberals and the progressives don't realize is you caused it. You're so stupid, you don't know you're stupid. It's like ugly people most of the time don't. Well, see, I think they do. I think ugly people know they're ugly. Especially overweight white women with a bunch of tattoos and like purple hair. They already know they're fucking ugly. The reason they color their hair purple and get a bunch of tattoos is so it makes it look like it's on purpose. Oh yes, I'm such a free spirit that I color my hair purple and get tattoos. I guess being 450 pounds at 5'1" has nothing to fucking do with it. You walking billboard? It's true. Fat, ugly white women are half of this country's problem. And I don't even mean the fat part. I mean, you need to work on that just for the rest of us so we don't have to change regulations on the size of a door opening. And fuck off. Yes, you need to buy an extra seat on the airplane. I am tired of Rosie O'Donnell-sized fucking women trying to sit next to me and melt their way into the fucking chair next to me on an airplane. All right, I was on an airplane and my row had 3 seats. By the time the fat bitch next to me sat down, me and the guy next to us were sharing a window seat. Because fucking big fucking whatever her name was, let's call her Bertha, shoved her fat ass in. Bitch, it ain't gonna fit. It's like your fucking shoes. Like she's seen her shoes in fucking 10 years. I digress. All right. Show's almost over, folks. So you only have to put up with me for a few more minutes. Oh, that reminds me, here at the club tomorrow night in Sarasota, we're having a comedy show. Now, yes, round of applause for that. All right. Now, this month's comedy show, I'm not going to be here because I'll be in El Salvador purchasing my resort. But next month, I'm going to be here for comedy night, and I'm going to do stand-up comedy for the first time since 1999. Damn, it's been that long since I've done fucking stand-up comedy. Well, hey, it's just like riding a bike unless you're Bertha. Then you can't even see the fucking bike, and God knows where the fuck the seat's at. Okay, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm getting hungry. It's almost lunch here in Florida. Everyone, have a great day. Oh, and don't forget, the Bitcoin Bin Crypto Clubs now offers. We can get you a loan, get you some Bitcoin, and it's no KYC. If you're interested in getting up to a $250,000 loan, purchasing Bitcoin with it with no KYC, give us a call or a text 941-413-6920. Everyone, have a great day, and remember, fat chicks' lives kind of matter. Mostly not.
Welcome to the future of luxury travel, where cryptocurrency meets paradise. Introducing Bitcoin, Ben all-inclusive beach resort, nestled on the pristine shores of El Salvador. Every room is a gateway to adventure, complete with your personal 4x4 vehicle, scooter, and jet ski. Picture yourself cruising along scenic coastal roads, feeling the thrill of freedom. Glide across crystal clear waters on your private jet ski, embracing the rush of adrenaline. Return to your luxurious suite where comfort meets cutting-edge technology. Indulge in world-class amenities from gourmet dining to rejuvenating spa treatments. Experience the vibrant nightlife with entertainment options that cater to the most discerning tastes. Invest in a resort that's not just keeping up with the times, but defining the future of travel. Join us in creating the ultimate paradise. Contact us at 562-526-0813 and become part of the future of luxury travel.